hip flexion isometric hold for connective tissue architecture. So all we're going to do, we're going to get into hip flexion and we're going to hold this for 2 minutes, and we're going to do this to increase some connective tissue. More connective tissue, happy body. So I've got this band obviously attached to the top of the fence here. So if you're doing it at home, you can do this with a band, just need to obviously tie something up there. Depending on the height, you could even do it in a half kneeling position, which I'll show you later. I actually really like to do this on a cable machine at the gym, so you can do that exactly the same setup, obviously with a cable machine at the gym. But I'll show you with the banded one. It's pretty simple. Pull the damn band down, put my leg up, and we're here. I'm now going to, put my big ass mobility stick over here, pop back, and first thing I want to do is find the end range of my hip flexion. So obviously this is hip flexion here. So if I let my hips sort of tuck under this way, they can go super high, but I can stay in this exact same position. I'll get the stick over here, tilt my hips this way, and then get into a much bigger stretch. And I'm going to lean forward here and get a stretch. Now I want to stretch through my hamstrings, not behind my knee. So I'm not going to straighten my knee out like this. Then I'm just going to feel it sort of neurally down the outside of my knee. So I want a bit of a bend, and I want to feel this in sort of the middle of my hamstring, or even running up through to the bottom of my glutes, but through this middle section here. So I'm just going to lean forward until I get that tension. And then I'm literally, this is now when the 2 minutes starts, and you're just going to hold this for 2 minutes. I want you to get pretty close to failure by the end of this, but it'll say in your program, if it says 100%, it means by the end you literally couldn't hold it anymore, and it's pulled you up. The percentage is obviously going to denote how close you get to that. So we're just going to hold it here. What you can do in this position though, rather than just hit one line of tissue, as you can see, I'm going to externally rotate my leg. I'm going to feel it through different lines of that hamstring. I want to make sure the angles and the knee and everything stays the same, but as I do this, I'm hitting different lines of that tissue at the same angle. And then if you find, as you do this, you might scan it and find one bit that sort of needs a little bit more, then just hang out there for a little bit. Whew, that feels good. I feel like there's a little bit here that needs some work. And just hold that for 2 minutes. Make sure you're feeling it in here in the stretch. As you go, you might want to bend your knee a little bit to play around with exactly where you're feeling it. Still holding still. That's your 2 minutes is up. If you're tying your band to something a little bit lower, so obviously, that height, you can do exactly the same thing. Just get into this half kneeling position, put your leg here, wrap the band around underneath there, get into that full stretch position a tiny little bit more, and then just come up, like with your body, tilt up a little bit, the heel will come off and you just hold it there. So you can do that in this half kneeling position as well, but obviously it just depends on sort of what you're tying your band to. I really like this setup for a cable machine. So you have the cable machine, have your ankle strap just here, put your ankle in it, get there, and let it just lift you off the floor, and you're good. That's my favorite one. But bands are definitely where you're going to start. Enjoy.